Hello everyone, my name is Bree and welcome to Documented Journey. Today's video is going to be a video about my travel supplies. This kit is all the things that I took with me as we moved across the country. Yes, you heard me correctly. We moved out of Colorado and I wanted to share with you what I took with me in the RV as we drove to our new home. So let's get into it. I feel like my kit's pretty small, but I do have two sketchbooks and two pencil pouch type things. They're relatively the same size, so you'll get to see what's in them. All right, so the two sketchbooks that I have, you've seen before. This is the Stillman & Burn Epsilon series. This is the one that does not hold watercolor well. It's really great for just drawing and sketching like this, but watercolor, it just doesn't do the best job, but that's what I have for the large one. This is 8 by 10, and then this is my handmade bamboo Hanamule paper. It's beautiful, it holds watercolor really well, and it's A5, and that's why I chose to bring these two, because one, they're two different sizes, and two, they're two different types of paper, so then I can kind of do whatever I want in them. I do have some house sketches that at the end of the video, I'm going to do a little flip through. When I say house sketches, I mean sketches of the house that we just left. So there's those two sketchbooks. And then I have these two pencil pouches. This is the pencil pouch that I fixed. My cat, actually, Bernie, he kind of tore off this front part. And so I just replaced it with some cork, and I really like it. In this, I call this my dry kit, just because the, you'll see my paint palette doesn't fit as well in that pouch, but I have a clip, just to clip pages down just in case, and then I have a lot of pens. So these two pens I have from Winsor & Newton, they are fine liners in 0.1. One is brown, a sepia color, and one is gray. I have been loving the gray a lot. It's very similar to ballpoint pen, and I don't know, I just really like it. The next thing kind of like in the line of that is I have a Staedtler fine liner. This is in black. It is also in a 0.1. I have been messing around with fine liners more, especially when I'm drawing without pencil first in my large Stillman & Burn sketchbook. For ballpoint pens, I have two. Not sure why I have two, but I brought my two. And I have, this is the Harris Customs copper, and then this is the Bolograph in khaki. That's what color this is, khaki. And then I have two refills for that just in case, because you just never know when they're gonna run out, and I don't wanna be without. I have two pencils, not sure why. They're lead holders. I love lead holder pencils. This is the one that my dad gifted me, and then this is one that I just randomly bought, along with two erasers, because you need two of everything, right? And then this right here is a Tombow Fudesuki brush pen. I think this is the soft, I'm not sure. Yeah, soft tip. Just for black, bold lines. I barely use it, but I brought it just in case. In the second pouch, I have all my wet media, I would say. So, I have some tape that I dropped. Let me get that. I have some washi tape. For some reason that name escaped me for a second. Washi tape to just tape down pages so that way I have a nice border. And I have these watercolors. One of my Sketchwalk peeps gifted me these before I left. I went ahead and just stuck these in my travel kit instead of my art tool kit to give them a solid go. And they're Schmincke, so it's not something that I am new to completely, but I haven't used Schmincke in a couple years, so it's really fun to mess with those. I have a rag. I have two water brushes. This one with the black is the thick one, and then this one is the fine tip. So that way I have two tips. And then I have this Pilot Precise pen. This pen bleeds with water, so it's really fun to mess around with that, and that goes in that kit. So that's what I brought. I also brought my journal, but these are my sketchbooking supplies. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of turn you down, and I'm just going to go through some of the illustrations that I did right before we left the condo. They're just memories is what they are, and I feel like they're super important, and I think that even though these sketches aren't amazing, I feel like they do definitely hold a special place in my heart because I took the time to stop and actually, you know, look, see, and sketch. And yeah, I'm excited to show you those. So let's turn you around. Okay, so here are my 2 sketchbooks that I talked about a little close up. This was in the latest YouTube video. I started this sketchbook in the video, and this is the one that I hand stitched with the Hanamule bamboo paper. And then this is the Stillman and Burn, and then on the back here, and I don't know if you can see that, but it says Stillman and Burn Epsilon series. So that's how I know what this book is. Let's start with this one since it's easier, smaller, and whatnot. Some of these pages you've seen. I did a little mini flip in my last video, so you've seen these pages. But then you get into me sketching our condo. And this is the back deck and my husband. This is some plants and box plants that we had. This is the front of the unit, I guess you would say. And I wanted to document what this kind of stuff looked like. I went on my last sketch walk group with my sketch walk peeps, and we sat here and painted this little pizza place. We sketched this too. This is that palette that I just showed you. And packing up my cups. Here is our family room, pretty much when it was empty. We had our couch and the kids were watching TV. This was right before we picked up, like undid the couch and packed in the TV. I really love the look of blinds, but I hate drawing them. This is the kids' room when it was pretty much empty. All that they had on their floor was mattresses and then things that would go in the RV. So there's a slipper, there is my son's Kindle, a light. They have these this light wraps, it has this light on the other end too, and it wraps around their neck. It's really cool for night reading and stuff. This is a pen and paper for a list. They like to write lists. I wonder where they get that from. This was my son's bed. This was my daughter's. My daughter wears a lot of dresses, so she has hangers everywhere. But there was a hanger and then obviously a box of Kleenex. And this all kind of fit into these little crates that we have that go into the RV. And then that is the last sketch in that one. I have a few. Just want to make sure I'm actually in frame. This was before I did anything to my bedroom. So when I'm sitting at my desk, you see everything this way. But I see, when I'm looking at the camera, I see this view, which is, this is where I hold all my journals. This is my nightstand, my husband's nightstand. So this is kind of what I see in the background. This right here is me sitting in my seat on our porch and what the view I see from it. I really like this one. On this one right here, this is our family room. So this was the kitchen table and the kitchen area. These were the bins that I was talking about that my kids fill up for the RV. This was like our homeschool station with a whiteboard, and that's pretty much us just packing up that area. Let's see, this right here was done as a challenge, and this is my bedroom now looking the opposite way. So I'm sitting on the bed with my sketchbook, and this was, I've already taken down my photo wall. I just had the shelves, and then I stuck the plants up there just to have some place to put them. We had a dresser here. Of course, I never, ever have videos without laundry baskets stashed somewhere that you can't see. But then I have my desk, my chair, and then more blinds. This is that was very difficult, but now that it's finished, I love this. Those are all the sketches that I did right before we left. I have not sketched since. It's just been a whirlwind of things happening. I'm sure you understand. I'm going to cherish those sketches for sure. I really enjoy looking back on them, and I'm really glad that I tried it. I kind of didn't realize that I could draw things like this, to be honest. Like, normally this is not something that I sketch in my sketchbook. This is, but man, the memories that I get from these types of sketches are immense compared to something like this. So we are now in our new home, and I cannot be more excited to share with you more about it. But let's talk about those supplies. I did not use most of the things I took with me. However, I wouldn't have not taken them, because I think that if I did have time to use them, if I wasn't hanging out with friends and family and learning a new place, then I would have used them more, and I probably would have been sad that I didn't have them. So a little life update. We are in our new home, like I said. However, I'm waiting to tell you where that is until I release the video showcasing the collection that's coming out with the relaunch. Now, I've been getting a lot of messages and emails and comments about if the shop is ever going to open up again, if I'm going to be continuing to sell cork covers, all of that stuff. Yes, 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 I promise the shop is opening up. I've already set a date. The date is going to be September 11th. On that date, you'll be getting a video that showcases the new collections and the new things coming. I'm going to hint at something that, yes, there's a new collection, like I said. It's going to consist of a cork pattern, stickers, so individual stickers, a sticker sheet, and a new lesson. That all kind of coincides with where I'm at in the world right now. And I shouldn't say world, it's United States, but where we have purchased a home. And then I also am including in that shop update is all the previous rewards from Patreon. So if you have been looking at my Patreon, or you have been following along with every month when I launch a new sticker or postcard, all of those will be pushed to my website. So anyone can purchase them now, along with 2 lessons that I did for them in previous months. One is a tulip lesson, one is a daffodil lesson, and to be honest, the daffodil lesson is probably the best lesson I have done, or that I feel I have done thus far. So I'm really excited to be able to bring those during the shop update. The next thing that I wanted to chat a bit about, or put a bug in your ear, is I am going to be changing Patreon tiers. It's just one tier, actually. It's the Leaves tier. It is $10. And I want to change that from the postcards. That's what they receive now when you pledge to that tier, to a sketchbook tier. This tier will provide you inspiration to fill your sketchbooks, which I think is super important. We all want to get better at art. To get better at art, you have to do it. And to do it, you have to practice and fill sketchbooks. So that is the main focus for that tier. So when I say inspiration, I want you to think about the Instagram challenges. I have only done a few, but the Instagram challenges that I have done, I've put some in videos here on YouTube, but for the most part, they've been on Instagram, and you can still find them under my feed in the save section. But that's what I'm thinking for the sketchbook tier. And then, of course, I would like to do one Zoom hangout every month. That way it builds the community. I feel like building a community, especially around art, is important. We can make art friends. We can bounce ideas off of each other. We can get inspired that way. We can fill our sketchbooks, and then we can have a lot of fun. I am not 100% sure when this is going to be released. I was hoping for September, but it could be October. I haven't actually settled on a month yet, but to stay up to date, you can watch my YouTube videos. You can follow me over on Instagram, and you can also follow me on Patreon, and I will provide all that information for you on those platforms. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a big change for us, and I'm really excited to share with you what's to come. So until next time, I'll see ya.